Good morning, one and all. Welcome back to the Commodities Weekly Roundup with me, your host and guide, Ravindra Rao from Kotak Securities Commodities Desk. The much talked about Jackson Hole Symposium is now behind us, and Fed Chairman Jerome Powell appeared more dovish than markets anticipated. This sent risk assets higher and dollar lower. Tapering still seems to be on cards, but the big question of how soon Fed may start tapering still remains. A week ago, FOMC minutes fueled hopes of early tightening, leading to a sharp correction in commodities and equities, pushing US dollar index to November 2020 highs. However, the dovish Fed sent the American currency lower again, ending the week by 0.8% in red. Focus now shifts to economic numbers that might provide a guidance on US dollars further moves. On the technical front, the dollar index has failed once again to sustain above 93.20, which was the double top. It gave a break, but the next candle didn't close above the break candle, and as a result, the currency fell. It is close to the support now near 92.45, and if that is taken out, we might see it going lower towards 91.80. So that remains a crucial support, and on the higher side, 93.20 is a strong resistance. So if it moves above 93.20, we might see it going higher, or else we might see a sideways move between 93.20 and 92.45. The NFP print may give some kind of a direction. But the bias has slightly turned lower, and we need to see whether it takes out 92.45 and falls to 91.80. Coming to precious metals, US COMEX gold gained 2% last week as it managed to inch up and tested the highest level since early August. Gold jumped over 3%, 3-week high, garnering support from weakness in US dollar. A number of Fed officials have expressed support for monetary tightening. However, market players chose to react more to Fed chairman's non-committal stance as he indicated possibility of monetary tightening this year, but has not given any clear timeline. He has played down inflation risks and has tried to delink interest rate hike with end of bond purchases. However, investor interest is still weak as indicated by outflows in ETF. Gold holdings with SPDR ETF fell to the lowest level since April 2020. Also capping the gains was weaker Chinese demand as exports fell nearly 29% in July after a sharp rise in June. COMEX silver has gained 4.1% last week and tested the highest level since August 10th. Silver rallied sharply amid concurrent gains in gold and industrial metals on back of a weaker US dollar. The dovish Fed has certainly supported the precious metals. However, whether the gain sustains needs to be seen. Gold has bounced back sharply from recent lows, but the gains may slow down above $1800 an ounce unless there are fresh triggers. We may see volatile trade as market reacts to US economic numbers. After Fed chairman's non-committal stance, market focus this week will shift to US NFP print. Continued improvement in labor market may rekindle debate about Fed's monetary tightening, while a weaker reading will add to Fed chair's cautious tone. On the technical front, dollar gold spot has moved above a falling trend line resistance near $1,800 and is poised to test 1836 on the higher side. However, it needs to close above $1820, and if that happens, it might move towards the 1836, which is a very strong resistance, and above that it might move higher till 1854. So as of now, it looks like it is in a good bullish zone to target 1836. But as I mentioned, NFP print will be important, and if NFP print disappoints, then gold might again fall. Support remains near $1780. Below that, it might again turn neutral. Otherwise, it looks slightly sideways to positive for the week. In case of MCX gold, support remains near 46,720, which should be the strong support. MCX gold has not been able to sustain at higher levels, mainly because of the appreciating rupee against the dollar. However, 47,850 remains a strong resistance. Until that holds, we expect a broad range of say 47,700 to 46,800, 850 levels. So if it has to sustain higher, then it has to close above 47,850, and in that scenario, it might target 48,300 levels. So for the week, we expect a broad range of 47,700 to 46,800, 850 on the lower side. Coming to silver, silver has formed an interesting bullish Tasuki candlestick formation at the lower levels, and the prices are sustaining above that. And in fact, it has given a confirmation of the bullish Tasuki candlestick formation, and the possibility of it testing $24.50 is high. Now the support, immediate support is near 2350, but strong support, which is the pattern low, is near 22.87. Below that, the pattern might negate. Otherwise, we expect the prices to trade higher. Similarly, on the MCX, the same formation is seen, and we expect the prices might go higher till 64,800, 64,900 initially, followed by 65,500 on the higher side. The pattern low is near 61,227, so below that, the pattern might negate. Otherwise, we expect the prices to move higher. So, any dips on the lower side might attract buying in case of silver. Coming to crude oil, a week after losses, crude oil rallied more than 10% last week. The mixed trade shows lack of direction in the market, and volatility is set to remain high as market players try to assess demand supply situation. Focus currently is on the supply situation. Crude oil rose sharply late last week as increased storm activity led to production shutdown in the Gulf of Mexico. Focus now shifts to OPEC and allies meeting, a review meeting on September 1st. OPEC and allies last agreed to raise output gradually by 4 lakh barrels per day from August to December, and will meet this week to review its production policy. Since OPEC's last decision, a demand outlook has been blurred by a renewed surge in virus cases and uneven global economic recovery. IEA, that is International Energy Agency, has lowered the demand growth expectation, citing virus risks. OPEC has, however, maintained an upbeat outlook for global demand. With higher crude oil prices and generally upbeat outlook for global demand, we expect OPEC to keep its production policy unchanged. In current scenario, OPEC stance to continue with production hike may result in some pressure on crude price. Technically, crude oil had formed a bullish engulfing on the NYMEX, and the projected target was near $70 per barrel, and that has almost hit as it made a high of 69.60. Now it is resisting that point, and it is trading between $68 per barrel and $70 per barrel. So as I mentioned, OPEC meeting will be crucial this week. If it might provide a direction. So if it goes above $70 on a closing basis, it might target 72, 72 half on the higher side. On the flip side, if it closes below 68 to $67.50, then the bears might again target $65 barrels on the lower side. So the OPEC meeting will give a clear direction in prices, but till then, $70 to $68 would be the ideal range. Coming to natural gas, after a super rally, we have seen a natural gas taking resistance on the higher side. It has formed a dark cloud cover in yesterday's session. This is NYMEX natural gas, and the pattern low is somewhere near 4.22. And if it gives a close below that, then the dark cloud cover might confirm, and the prices might correct further. If not, then it might trade in a broad range of 4.20 to 4.50. On the MCX, there is a bearish engulfing formation in yesterday's trade, and the pattern low is near 310, which was yesterday's low. So if it closes below 310, then the bearish engulfing might confirm, and the pattern high of 332, 331.20 would act as the stiff resistance. Above that, it might move further higher, or else we expect prices to move lower if it closes below 310, and in that scenario, it might target 300 to 298 on the lower side. Finally, coming to base metals, base metals on the LME ended sharply higher last week, reversing all the losses noted a week ago. The mixed trade shows lack of direction in the market, with trend in US dollar and equities key price determining factors. Demand outlook remains challenged by slowdown in Chinese economy, slower manufacturing activity globally, and worries that China may take efforts to keep raw material prices low. However, increasing supply challenges and optimism about US infrastructure plan has kept prices supported. Technically, almost all the base metals are trading in a broad range, so we don't expect any major move. We expect the same sideways move to continue this week. Again, the economic numbers might provide direction, but till then, we expect a range move in almost all base metals. So to conclude, the week ahead should be very interesting as the markets try to digest Fed Chair's latest comments. It's a heavy week in terms of economic data releases. Key data this week include the all-important US NFP print, PMI data from around the globe, US consumer confidence, and US housing data. Mixed data may keep market players nervous about the pace of growth. So to end, some positiveness might be seen in silver prices because of the bullish Dasuki formation. Crude oil might trade in a very narrow range until the OPEC meeting concludes. Natural gas has formed a good bearish formation at the top, but we need to see whether the bearish formation confirms, and if it confirms, then we might see a good correction in natural gas prices. Well, with that, I am signing off. Good luck and trade safe.